Giggles podcast.
Oh, we're good. No, we're good. Hang on. Wait. Sorry, guys. Welcome. I'm just going to start this now because I'm dumbfounded. Hang on. So, today's episode is we're going to be talking about like accessories, equipment accessories, like weightlifting belts, thumb tape, hook grip. I mean, that's not an accessory, but it's a need that we're going to make you talk about because that's what we're talking about.
We're starting off with that.
Yeah. Weightlifting shoes, bare feet, I don't know, whatever. Like, just stuff like that.
Start from the feet
really
and
cool.
we'll work our way up.
No, we're literally starting at the hands. You don't wear tape when you hook grip.
Of course I do. I'm just shit staring you.
Oh, man. I was like, I know how much you lift. Like, how do you have skin on your thumb? There is someone actually, I don't know if she... Actually, apparently there's heaps of people in New Zealand. One of my friends, she lived in New Zealand. That's disgusting. Whatever you
I had a hair in my mouth.
I hope it was a hair.
Yeah, it was.
Was it a pube?
Yep.
Fishy.
Anyway.
Yeah, and she was saying that like no one uses tape over there to hook grip.
Really?
And then she started giving me heaps of crap for it. They're like, oh,
That's
you're a
savage.
sook, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what? I don't care. I still wear thumb tape.
I remember like when I didn't use thumb tape, I used to chalk the absolute shit out of my thumbs. But then you just like you pull it off, like pull the bloody chalk off so quickly, especially if you're sweating.
You know when I first started wearing thumb tape was at Range of Motion after that snatch open.
Oh.
Because we repeated that workout 3 times. And on the second time, I think, when you and I did it head to head. Yeah, because you only need to do it twice.
You beat me.
Yeah, because I did it a 3rd time. And I fluked it.
You had to do it 3 times.
I tore like this part of the thumb. Or like it was just gone. Yeah, and I was like, I am never. And I'm pretty sure I'd stolen some tape and tried to tape up, but I just didn't do it correctly. Yeah.
Which tape do you use though? Like the rigid tape or the flexi, like the frog grips type stretchy tape?
So I got super like knuckly. You can even see it there. Knuckly thumbs or fingers. So
you tape all the way up there.
I tape to here. And then so I get my frog tape. I'm not just doing that as a drop.
Shout out to frog tape.
Yeah.
Frog grips.
Frog grips. No, but Jono 10. Do you know how many people at our gym have... Well, I think there'd probably be nearly 20 pairs of frog grips cruising around. Or even more. We even had one class where nearly everyone had frog grips on. And
That's
only
awesome.
one person has used my code. And I'm like, some guy just ordered 2 or 3 grips just recently, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I got to check out and forgot." And I was like, "What the hell?"
Just like completely forget to use the code.
Yeah, that's what happens when you guys are in the higher tax bracket. You don't care about discounts.
No, I'm very annoyed afterwards. I'm like, you're an idiot. You dumbass.
Yeah. Anyways, I do the tape, and then I get rigid tape when it's like super sweaty, and I do a thin tape there because it locks it underneath this knuckle. Because otherwise it tightens onto this, and then here is loose, and then it just slips up, and it gets stuck here, and then this part of my thumb starts going numb. Yeah, it's super annoying. I think I'm the only person I know.
You're taping it wrong.
I literally,
like gets loose. Yeah, no, I don't get that at all.
Yeah. Like, no one does that I know of. And I don't even have to be sweaty. It can be winter.
Yeah, right.
So,
you should still be
it's
getting sweaty in winter,
frustrating.
just FYI. Just because it's winter doesn't mean you don't sweat.
Well, there's just a drastic difference between winter and summer. Like, in summer, I'm like...
I'm sweating in summer.
When you talk about woke up sweaty.
It's gross.
Poor Hannah has to do all the sheets. Anyways. Accessories. Man, that was a rant.
Yeah. Thumb tape.
Wow, yeah. But guys, if you don't hook grip, you should learn. Or not even learn. It's not a skill. It is literally just a do or do not.
Yes.
Yeah.
You should.
You guys want a PB? You do it. The analogy
That's
that...
for Ollie lifting, by the way.
Do not deadlift.
You don't have to hook grip your bench press.
There's some people that do that as well. And I'm like, why? They're like, I don't know, it's normal. And I'm like, it is not normal.
No. Ollie lifting only.
Yeah.
Do you use... Ooh. Okay, so we'll talk about... Is that Thunder?
Yeah, did you hear that?
Yeah, I did, actually.
Wow.
That's nuts. with Ollie lifting, if you're doing like accessory lifts, so like doing snatch grip deadlifts or snatch grip RDLs or clean pulls or stuff like that, do you use lifting straps?
Oh, this is good for accessories.
Yeah.
I used to. The only reason I don't now, and I don't even hook grip my accessories, I just like, what do you call it? Like just
Really?
monkey grip it. Only
You're either going
because
too light on your accessories to be able to
no,
just...
I'm struggling. I have to tape up like my pinky and ring fingers.
Wow.
When I do it.
I'm really realizing so much about you that I'm just like, what the hell?
This guy's he's on crack.
Yeah.
No, the only reason
No
I do
wonder
it
you
though
have a
is because of my grip
sponsorship. You
strength.
go through so much tape. I tape my elbow and
my toes. You gotta stay grippy. No, but genuinely, I only do that to work on my grip strength. I use that as a time to improve grip strength because when I broke my wrist, it was terrible, and I did no upper body stuff. So yeah,
I do it completely the opposite because I'm like I'm not trying to work on my grip strength while I'm doing Ollie accessories. I'm trying to get this heavy as I can with good form. So I'll use lifting straps. So it just takes I'm not going to drop the bar because my grip's failing. I'm going to drop it because I'm technically failing or fatiguing.
and I agree. I think everyone should do that.
Even when I'm doing like accessory movements, like kettlebell split squats or like Bulgarian split squats or something like that, I'll wrap the kettlebells with the straps as well because it's the same sort of thing. Like I'm trying to get the stimulus is I'm trying to burn my legs out. So if I can hold on to 40 kilo kettlebells with straps and it's the legs that are burning, not the grip, because you could hold on to 32s and be like, oh, my forearms are hurting before my legs are. Not with me. I use straps.
I mean that, and I get that. That's actually really cool. So I guess that would be a good thing we're going to talk about mostly with all the accessories is depending on the stimulus that you're looking for, will kind of guide when to use or when not to use accessories. The only reason I shouldn't say never, actually I don't even know where my straps are right now, so never use them, is because when I came back to like proper CrossFit, my grip strength was so bad. I could barely hold on to like a set of 15 to 20 toes to bar.
You had a wrist injury, so it's kind of...
Well, yeah, but so I was like, I have to do everything, take every opportunity I can
to strengthen
it. So,
yeah.
And it's getting there. It's still not great, but it's...
Yeah. So I guess that reiterates what you were saying before. It's like, depending on the stimulus, and your stimulus that you're pushing for is like to build your grip strength. So using straps are going to be counterproductive.
However, what's your opinion on using straps in your working sets of weightlifting? So let's say you're going like, I don't know, 5x2 snatch.
I have never done a full lift in straps. I think I tried it once and I stuffed up like how I grabbed it. And when the bar, when I did that, like the turnover, it actually pulled more.
It limits.
Bug around here. And it like pulled on my wrist and I was like, oh, no, that was not right. And I've never done it since. I know that heaps of people do, but
what's
that's
your opinion?
kind of...
Does it count?
Right.
Yeah, well, you know, like, I mean, it's training.
Yeah, like if you're able to hit 5 reps, have you got a bug around you as well?
No, there's like a big summer storm, well, springs, whatever we're in, rolling in.
Yeah, nice.
This is going to be fun.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, for now.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing like a 5x5 ollie and you're going to be able to hit heavier weights because of it, then potentially, because I know like by the end of, if you're doing heavy reps for like good volume as well, by the end of it, your thumbs are killing. So if you're going to get a better like stimulus out of it, if strength is the stimulus that you're pushing for, then I don't see why. As long as there's not another limiting factor in there. Like if your thumb is the limiting factor on why you can't lift heavy, then maybe you should be doing it without straps.
Yeah, and better technique, because that's probably what it is. Catalyst Athletics, is it Josh Everett? Josh Everett? Something Everett. He actually did a thing on that recently, and he was saying how like he uses straps as well for his lifts, not just his accessories. but he uses them loosely because he finds that when you have them too tight, they change the trajectory of the barbell because your wrist is pulled in a different position, which is probably what you experience. Yeah. So he uses them, but he has them slightly looser so it doesn't affect the movement of his wrists.
Yeah,
because they can pull you out, right? So that's the only thing I would say on that, which I thought was really cool. I was like, he's such a smart fellow.
But I definitely wouldn't be using them in a Metcon, that's for sure.
that is cheating.
Yeah. No rep.
No.
Yeah. While we're still on ollie lifting,
Yep.
lifters.
Ooh, oh man, jury's out for me. I still don't know, so I'd love to know your opinion, and then maybe that will form my opinion. Because yesterday, so I will only wear lifters mainly when I'm front squatting if my back is sore. Like if I've got, not a sore back, but like a tired back. Like if I've done a lot of pulling the day before and then I'm coming into squats the next day, especially if it's front squats, because you bounce a bit more. I only ever really hurt my back on front squats if I do hurt it. And so then was putting on my lifters, and then one of the other coaches, Kate, she came over and she's like, "Are you feeling okay?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "I've never seen you even use these lifters." And I was like, yeah, true. Like, because I just never use them at all.
Yeah.
And so, but that's, again, coming back to that snatch day.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to rely on my lifters so much in a comp when I can't wear lifters, say if it's like running in snatches. Yeah. So, but we've spoken about this before, off air. Wow. How official. Wow. So what's your opinion?
I love using lifters because I just feel like I get into a better position with them, but I also realise that the other side of the coin to that is that if it comes to like you say, like a rope climb and snatch workout, I'm not as comfortable doing heavy snatches with normal shoes, so like my flats. So I will try, like, pretty much all the Metcon stuff that I'm doing is in flats, unless it's like there's only snatches and chest bars, then I'll wear my lifters.
Oh, that makes sense though. Yeah.
But if the other movement doesn't matter, then I might wear them depending on the weight of the barbell. So if it's heavy for me, then I'll wear my lifters, maybe. But I try and blend the two when it comes to Metcons. But when I'm just doing my strength stuff, then I'll wear my lifters because I feel like they like hold your foot a little bit stronger as well. Like I'm not as, I don't know what the word is, but there's a lot more movement in flats when I'm doing ollie lifting. Yeah. Than if you're wearing your lifters.
Well, there's like a reason.
I find that I bounce more out of my back squat than I do with my front squat. Like you were saying before, you bounce more in your front squat. There is no bounce in my front squats when it gets heavy.
Really?
Yeah, when it gets past a certain percentage point, like 85%, it's just like, here.
True.
I'm trying to bounce, but it just disappears. It's gone.
It's like the effort's there, not there. Yeah.
The thought's there. Yeah.
Man, no, I'm not very good at the bounce because my ankle range isn't great. So it's either I'm bouncing through hip range, which isn't the healthiest. No. So hence why I back low sometimes. I think I actually remember asking you about this, and then you were saying that you'll do your weightlifting in your weightlifting shoes, and then you'll do your Metcons and your flats unless you can get away with it.
Unless it's like a heavy barbell. Like if you end up hitting
you got no choice.
90% towards the end, and I'm like, well, I'm going to do better in my lifters. So, but throughout training, throughout the year, I'm trying to lift in my flats more and more to make it a bit. And that's something that I want to work on coming back from injury is I want to work on. So my ankle mobility on my right foot is terrible compared to my left. So that's something that needs to improve, but is going to be worse coming out of surgery because I haven't used my ankle in forever. So it's going to make it hard, but something that I want to work on because it's that ankle mobility that restricts me squatting with an upright torso.
I also think though that, and this is because my ankle mobility is the worst of all like joints. So my knees, well, mainly just hips and shoulders are actually quite pliable. Use that word. Supple.
Flexible.
That's the actual word. Whereas ankles are terrible.
Mobile.
And that people that have good ankle range,
Jealous.
you get away with so much. So much. And
Jealous.
I'm jealous. Yeah.
So jealous.
Yeah. So again, though, I'm all for, you know, when people put like plates under their shoes, I'm like, man, I would much rather you just get some lifters.
Yeah.
It's safer and more stable. And you're going to be able to like have a lot more carryover. Like you can actually like do your weightlifting in that instead of just putting your feet on weights and then like not being able to, you can only really squat
Yeah.
with that. So it doesn't help as much.
Yeah, and especially if you're trying to, like, if you are going to wear them in a Metcon, you can't do it with a plate under your heel. So
We have had people do that. It's super weird.
it's just,
And that
yeah,
is
well, you're not,
practical.
you might be missing the stimulus of your Metcon then.
Yeah.
If you're wearing around, trying to put
set
plates
up.
under my heels. Yeah.
Yeah.
While
No,
we're
it's
on
not even.
squats, let's make our way through the accessories list. Weight
Yeah.
belts.
Weightlifting
Weightlifting belts.
Again, my ego. I don't like them. However, I will
You just
wear
don't like them
them.
because you can't show your abs off when you're wearing them. He's like, oh, you can't see my six-pack.
You know what cracks me up, man? I absolutely love this, and this is just going to be like the cynic in me, is that when people post up these massive lifts on social media and they put their belt under their shirt. No, and I'm not having a dig at you, but they like act like they don't have a belt, and then if you look at their shirt, it's got all the crease lines of where the belt has been, and I'm like, all you've done is just put it on the inside. Like,
Yeah.
don't try and
The old
fake it.
sneaky belt.
Yeah. Oh, I see you. Yeah, so my ego is against them only because I just want to prove to myself that I can do it without. However, I wear a belt fairly comfortably within competition because I'm like, you know what, if it's going to help me save my back for the next couple of days or next couple of events, I'll do it.
Yeah. The other
So,
thing is,
that's my
like,
thoughts.
if you can lift more comfortably, lift a little bit heavier or move a little bit quicker, like get out of a squat quicker because you're wearing a belt, it's like that's the whole aim of the game if you're in a competition.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, I feel like you need to do it enough in training that it feels comfortable. Because if you don't wear a belt ever and then you wear one at comp, you're going to be like, oh, this is so foreign. Like, it's not going to feel very comfy. So, but I definitely see the use in wearing a belt. But I think that people get way too dependent on wearing a belt. So I see people, they'll get to, oh, I've got 15 kilo dumbbells. I've got like a dumbbell snatch. Let's put my belt on. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you need to strengthen your core. You can't just be relying on a belt every time you've got any sort of weight in front of you. Or if it's like a light power cleanse, like 60 kilo power cleanse. Oh, belt. I'm like, no, well, hold on. You should be like my little rule of thumb. If you're strength training, try and get north of 80% before you even think about putting a belt on. And that's just to build more stability and strength through your midline through like a slow moving strength movement. Same with cleans and snatches. I'll try and get to, depending on where you are in your training and like how often you wear a belt or whatnot, your percentages will vary. But same thing, I try and get to a certain percentage of my ollie lifts before I'll put a belt on, and then it's only just for those last few, so that way you're making sure that it's safe. You're not going to hurt yourself going super heavy in a Metcon or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I find that the benefit from training without a belt and push the boundaries a little bit, go like, normally I'd put a belt on for 85%. I'm going to test it this week and see how I go, and just try and like push the envelope each time. The amount of strength that you get through your midline from doing that is crazy.
It's huge.
Giving away a little trade secret here, because that's something that we do,
Well, even on Monday, I had it was like back offsets, so it was build up to a heavy 1 rep and then back offsets on that, percentage of that. And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do this just in flats, no knee sleeves, no weightlifting belt or anything like that, just because I just want to see where I was at. And I got to 90% of my 1RM. And like, actually that 90% is also like my 5RM, but I'm kitted up, like knee sleeve and belt, still flats. But so I was pretty stoked with that. But the next day, I was just like, because then I did all my working sets, like weightlifting naked, whatever it is, like whatever you call it, bare, whatever it is. Raw, that's it, raw dogging. And the next day I was like, man, why am I like so like just fatigued through the midline? I was like, what is going on? I was like, because I've never gone that heavy without using the assistance, just out of just trying to be safe.
Yeah.
So there's heaps of benefit, but again, it'll most likely help you to get more training in if you use it,
Yeah.
but not as a crutch.
So it's a fine line, depending on what you're trying to do. Like, if you're trying to put on heaps of strength, or like put on heaps of strength, if you're trying to get heaps stronger, then when you get to I almost stuffed that sentence up twice in a row. But if that's the goal, then wearing a belt for your top sets is like you're going to get more strength out of it. So
yeah,
there's definitely a use for wearing a belt there. But like what I find, front squats especially, is people will hit that weather's getting crazy. I can hear that in the background.
Yeah.
A lot of people, front squats especially, like you get to the bottom of the squat, and as you're driving out, the first thing that goes is that midline. The elbows drop, the back starts to round, and then you get to the top and kind of reset. If that's you, train for the next 6 months without a belt. And I can almost guarantee you that will improve your front squat. Like, if your midline is the first thing that goes in your squat, train without a belt for a while.
Yeah.
Because that's what you need to work on. That's the first link that's going to snap, so fix that link, which is training without a belt, working on your midline a little bit more. Because then I can almost guarantee that it's not the legs that's stopping you from squatting out, it's your midline. So, yeah.
Yeah, if you can hold good position and fail it, then it's your legs.
Yeah.
But if you start, like, if your hips are rising and your legs are straightening, but the bar isn't moving because you're just crumbling,
Yeah.
that's a core issue.
Yep.
And the belt's going to save you, but it's not going to help you improve later on.
No.
I have had some people actually use the belt as a bracing reminder. So they'll have the belt on, but like loose, so you can pretty much, like, you can take your breath in and you can just feel it, which I thought was really cool to teach people how to brace through the tummy instead of them bracing, going, and then breathing up through the chest. Because while that does, I still think that's important to stabilize the thoracic. It's the core, like the lower abdominals and through the obliques and lower back, that needs to learn to be stabilized. So you can use it for that, but that means that I shouldn't see any pudding flowing out the top and the bottom or the sides of that weight belt. Yeah.
It's a loose, I swear.
Yeah, so it's good. And then they're like, man, my weight belt keeps popping off. I'm like, that's because it's like a corset. Or maybe you had a few too many cupcakes. I don't know. So,
Yeah.
All right.
Next one.
What are we on?
What
Should we
else
just go knee sleeves? Yeah?
While we're still squatting.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? I love wearing knee sleeves. I feel
know
like
you love knee sleeves.
Yeah. I got to the point, but this was because of my knee being real shoddy. I got to the point where I was double knee sleeving pretty much every time I was squatting.
Which is against the rule books, guys, just so everyone's clear.
Not in training.
Yeah. Well, why would you? Oh, don't even.
Because then I can squat. And I couldn't squat if I wasn't doing it. So
that's fair. All
yeah.
right.
So I was no, pretty much. Sorry. Or if you can get some, like, there's some other knee sleeves that are way thicker and they're just like a mission to get onto your knee, but they just provide that little bit more stability through the joint. And for a lot of people, it's like a placebo. It just feels like it's actually stabilizing the knee, but it's just giving you that like proprioceptive feedback that it's safe, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's enough for a lot of people to feel comfortable with squatting. So I don't see like the issue. I like wearing knee sleeves.
Yeah, I think there's a time and a place. For those that don't know what proprioceptive means, it means an awareness of where your body is in space or how it's moving. So for example, if you don't know how to squeeze your bum, if you get someone to stick their finger in your bum, you'll quickly squeeze it. And you'll know where it is. So that really basic way, but knee sleeves help you to help with your knees tracking. So if your knees usually cave in, knee sleeves tend to help you kind of communicate easier to them.
Give you a little bit more feedback.
Yeah. So I always wear knee sleeves for lunging, purely just because I don't like hurting my kneecaps on the ground.
Yeah.
I learnt that at ACC. We had a lunge workout, and Brandon Swan came out and came back into the area, and he just had like bloody knees because he'd just been lunging, and it was just on like literally the rubber was like a yoga mat rubber, like it was thin, like super thin. So it was just on concrete. So I was like, all right, put knee sleeves on. So for that, but when it comes to high volume squats, I'll do it only because my training, like I know I've got more training to do either beforehand or later that day as well.
Yeah.
And if it's heavy, I try not to rely on them as much. And if I do, I just don't like wearing them. They're a bit annoying. So I just fold them down.
Shin guards.
Shin guards, yeah. Or
So many people do that.
Patella tendon guards.
Yeah.
I think they're very important though.
Yeah.
I think
I'm all
they
for
can
it.
help with longevity of your knees because they're tracking better. And if they
Yep.
track better, you're going to move better. So
Even
I'm definitely not against them.
At the very, like, the smallest thing that they do is they warm your knees up. So, like, if you're putting them on, doing your warm-up in your knee sleeves, that joint is warming up a little bit quicker. So,
Oh, yeah.
it's a little bit of a safety thing there as well. So,
Or even
looking
Sonny
after your
Webster.
joints.
Yeah. Well, I mean, without your joints, you're not moving.
Mm.
Like, that is literally distinguishes you.
I know. You
Yeah.
have to tell me twice.
Hobbling. You're hobbling. Sonny Webster wears his knee sleeves to the gym. So he puts them on under his tights and then puts his tights on and wears them to the gym. Now, he says that it's obviously for convenience, but it also allows his knees to be really warm because they be sweating.
Yeah. I don't know why you wear tights. I'm not about tights.
I mean, I'm not confident enough anyway.
I mean, I'll wear the
Yeah.
short length skins,
Yeah.
but
Oh, you just talked about full tights. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
bit weird. It's a bit odd, but,
not about it.
you know,
I've seen a few people
yeah.
and I'm like, no.
it's very
Stop that.
European,
Stop
very
that.
Euro.
Yeah. Actually, as an accessory, this is another trade secret. If I've had a massively heavy leg session, I will sleep in full length skins.
Do ya?
Yep. 100%.
So you think they work, or is there actually
100%.
science? Really?
They don't cost $200 for nothing.
Mate, I've seen paper clips that are gold plated for $200, alright?
Yeah, I
And
know.
that's nothing.
Do they hold the paper together? Boom!
Probably not. I think they're a fashion item. You know what, you keep talking, I'm going to Google it.
No, but I'll wear them to bed, like, and I'll sleep in my full length skins if I've had a massive leg session, and I do notice a difference, 100%, because they're compression. Yep. But then if I'm wearing, like, same sort of thing, like if I know that I've got a big leg day coming up, I'll wear my short skins as well, because I do notice a difference with them.
Ah, man, I literally just go to Kmart and buy the $10 skins so I don't hit my doodle.
They're not as good.
No, I don't do
I don't
it
have
for
that problem.
recovery. You don't.
Just tuck
You
it
know
away.
I'm just gonna go with the fact that your technique is great, so it doesn't get in the way. We'll go with that. Yeah.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
What other accessories have we got?
So just so we got this clear, on Etsy, you can get it's a gold-plated, zip tie,
Uh,
$204.
yep.
So don't tell me that something's $200 for nothing, all right? Because people will pay for some
that
dumb
one thing
stuff.
in particular.
All right, so we've done everything there.
Okay, grips.
Grips. Ooh, we are going to be plugging froggies.
I actually haven't got any frog grips, so I
You wear
can't
Bear
plug-
Complex, hey?
Nah, I haven't worn them for ages.
No?
I'm a bit of a grip slut. I go through so many different grips.
I'm not surprised. You probably had Lawless, hey?
Yeah,
Yeah, there
rate
we go.
them. They're good. I like the Gorilla ones. They're actually really good as well. They've got two different styles.
I forgot about the gorillas.
Yeah, they're good, and they're quite thick, which I like. So
See, I don't like it.
I hate the thin ones.
Yeah?
If I can feel the bar, I'm like, nah. You're
Really?
done. Get out of it. Yeah, I don't like feeling the bar.
See, I
'cause
like that.
If like the thicker ones, like the Gorilla ones, I put them over, and then I'm just like resting in the grip.
Yep.
And then they're so much comfier the thicker ones.
See, the Frog Grip Fiber HDs, whatever, they're quite thick. And I do like them.
Are they the white ones?
But I wish they were thinner in thickness, not but wider in girth.
Right.
Yeah, they're the white ones. They're the ones you can chalk.
Right.
Because I'm so, I watch people go and they like for all the new grips that are coming out, you can't have chalk on them. And that's not Frog grips. That's all the brands now. And so,
Heaps of them, yeah.
and so, people that are out there clean. Like if you go watch Down Under from last year, because basically everyone's kitted out in Frog, and they're all wiping down the bars and everything like that, and everything.
Getting
and
all
I'm
the
like,
chalk off it.
yeah, and I'm like, just embrace the chalk.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna rest anyway. Just rest in chalk. And
I
I'm
always
like,
use chalk. I'm a
Yeah.
chalk fiend.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I'll just talk about the use of grips, like how to actually I use them and how I grip them, because like my hands, and we did a lot. I can't remember. I think it was 100 muscle ups, handstand walks. We've done heaps of toaster bar pull-ups, muscle-ups, and everything this week, and my hands are fine. Like, there's no tears on them, no nothing. But the way that I use them, I'm actually gripping in this section of my hand. So I haven't got a pair of grips with me. I should have been prepared. But with the strap around here, as I grip over the bar, I'm trying to find something that I can use as a bar. That's the bar. As I grip over the bar, I'll actually contact with the grip here, and then
pull down,
curl over and pull down into the grip. So it's pulling the wrist strap up. So a lot of the weight is actually through my wrist. It's not on my hands.
Yeah.
And then the hand just is securing essentially the grip from not moving on the bar. So when I'm doing my reps, it's not the top of my fingers that's contacting the bar. It's quite low in my palm. And it's like my hand's almost over the bar.
Yeah, you're almost in like a false grip on the bar.
Yeah, almost.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's how I use my grips. But that being said, I go through a lot of grips because I tear them, because I'm putting my whole body weight through the grips.
Yeah, I also think people need to, and this isn't me sticking up for Frogs, because Frogs rip as well, but I've ripped my victories. There was another brand, they weren't Bear Complex, they were Bear something else. I think they were just called Bear Grips. I've seen Bear Complex grips rip. I've seen Pixels rip.
Every single pair of grips that I've owned.
The grippier the grippier the grip, the more likely it's going to rip.
Yeah.
But purely just because it's stuck. And CrossFitters, man, we kip the hell out of things. Yeah. So that, like, the way that you just explained is amazing for grip and performance, but the grips are going to get absolutely
longevity of the grip
smoked.
But I look at grips as a consumable item. Like, it's not something that you buy once and you just have. Like, you're probably gonna if you're training consistently, you're probably going to go through a few sets of grip a year anyway. Just because, you're moving on it the whole time. You're wearing them out, and it's they're not going to last forever. So, but what do you think of sweatbands with your grips?
I see. This frustrates me.
Heaps of people that wear them underneath the strap, so they have their sweatbands and then have the straps underneath them.
Yep.
Don't know how they do it. Do not know, because to me, the grip is not tight enough. The actual strap on the grips isn't tight enough for me.
I love it because the sweat that comes down, because eventually and you are a sweaty person, so I know the sweat gets through the grip band and it gets into your palms. So wearing the sweat band underneath stops that. It also stops from, I don't know if you got, I get callus here, and then sometimes here as well from the grips hitting it, and then from handstand walking. And so that stops that rubbing, because sometimes I'll just have blisters there and stuff, and instead of me being like a little bitch and whinging about it, I'll just put the sleeve on.
When did you stop doing that?
See, I still haven't.
I'll wear the sweatbands below or above, however you want to look at it, above the wrist. So if that's where the grips are sitting,
really?
I'll wear the sweatbands there. So it's catching all the sweat first, and then the actual grips are just underneath it.
Oh, see, I use it to protect my skin as well.
Yeah, no.
However, fingerless grips, I'm not the one that can't squat. Fingerless grips.
Oh, yeah, good one. You had surgery and can't squat. Good joke.
Didn't need surgery. Although I had a little niggle in my knee this week, and I was like, so I instantly started foam rolling more and everything. I was like, don't be like KPow. I don't know if there's anything you could have done about it, but thanks for the motivation to do more recovery.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he's so sour. But the fingerless grips, Medeiros is the funniest one to watch on this. How like his fingers are here and his grip is like on the pierce out here because he's like they slide. And so I've actually seen some people, which is really cool. They get like thick wrist wraps and they put them on top of their grips. So they put the grip on, then they slide the wrist wrap over, and it holds it.
Yeah,
Ray-Ban
right.
do a really cool neoprene one. I think they still make them. But yeah, and then so when you're doing it, the grip doesn't slide side to side, so it doesn't get out of the way of like where you're like it stays in the way of your fingers, so it helps you with the grip.
I always rotate
So
them
that's been
around
really cool.
and put them on the back of my hand when I'm not using them, though.
No, but when you're on the bar, like how they slide a little bit.
But then if you've got the thing that's over top of it that doesn't let them move, then how do you switch them around after?
Oh, you just harden up and get on with your life.
No.
Mate, I do handstand
you
walks with my grips and they're like folding underneath me. Sometimes I lose a
You
finger
go
in
so
them and
fast
everything.
that you just like it wouldn't even touch
Burpees,
the ground.
anything. I'm just like, I don't care. The only thing that gets in the way is sometimes like double unders. So I've just practiced with different ropes how I have to hold it with my grips in my hands or like...
I actually I'll have the grips on and then the rope handle in the grip.
Yeah, so I do that with a heavier rope, but thinner ropes I find is awkward. So then I just like go
Oh no.
Oh.
Poor
But
Jono.
I think grips are important for everyone, not to help you with your grip strength and endurance. I feel like that's a bit of a cop-out, however I'll do it. But I think it's really important for anyone purely just to protect your hands. It's also gross if you rip and your blood is on the bar. Like, okay, you clean
Nasty.
it. But like, still, if you just wore grips, that means your blood's on your own grip. And the people that share grips, that's disgusting. That's a no-go. No-go. Yeah, if I lend you my grips, you're keeping them. I'm not expecting them back.
Really? I'm just going to borrow some of your grips next time.
No, you have to ask me. If you steal them, then obviously you're keeping them.
It's like, I'm borrowing these this session. Oh, you don't want them back?
No!
Thanks.
Yes. Yeah, I think they're very important. However, when you're doing strict stuff, don't wear them. Harden up.
I still wear them.
Do you? Harden up. Harden up.
Don't tell me what to do. No, because we're doing like weighted strict stuff, so I'll wear them then.
Harden up.
I am.
That's when I'm like, I'm going to make,
heavier.
like, I'm going to get the calluses a bit stronger and everything like that. So, yeah.
What other accessories have we got? Oh, airwaves. Last one.
no
I think
idea
we're
what
running
these-
out of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, airwaves. Yay or nay?
I have no experience on them, so I don't know.
Oh, right. Well, that's a
So
bust
this,
then.
well, you use them, don't you?
I use them. I rate them.
Yeah.
And actually, they.
Oh,
sell
do
them
they?
as well. Yeah.
They're only like $30, right?
No, they're pretty expensive. I
What?
think they're like $80. Well, they were. Yeah. But
With KPow's discount,
oh yeah.
it's now $71.
Yeah. I find that they actually help heaps depending on the workout, the stimulus of the workout. So like I don't notice it quite as much with like if you were to do like a heavy barbell cycling metcon.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't notice it quite as much, but if it's like either single modality kind of long time frame cardio engine pieces, then yeah, all for it.
Yeah.
I find
So,
So like the
What do
way
they
that
do?
I can tell that it works is because halfway through a workout I'll like normally have to stop and like take in some like really big breaths. But if I'm wearing the airwave, I don't actually find that I get to that point anymore. Because what it does is it holds your jaw slightly open the whole time. So instead of having a closed jaw and you're trying to breathe through that, even if you're breathing through your nose or whatever, it's like it just limits the amount of airflow. Whereas if your jaw's slightly open, it makes it easier for you to breathe.
I mean, that's just basics, but I guess, yeah, unless you're very aware of how your jaw is.
Yeah, which you're not thinking about halfway through a Metcon.
Yeah. I saw a comment on YouTube once and it was of Rich. And they were like, airwave this, blah, blah, blah. And then someone was like, yeah, that's why Rich has it hanging out his mouth half the Metcon.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, he's probably just getting paid bank to like wear it, which he probably would be. But I don't know him as a person, whether he would actually just do it for the money or whether he'd do it because he actually believes in it. So when you told me, when I was like, hey man, what about this and this? You're like, have you tried airwave? I was like, is he being serious right now?
Yeah.
I just thought you were taking the piss.
No, I rate him. I was skeptical when I was like going to get one. And I was like, oh, don't know unless you try it. So But yeah, I've been actually using it heaps in training recently. I mean, I haven't really been doing too much cardio stuff, but
Just scared.
the bike erg.
Oh, the bike erg.
That's pretty much it.
One-legged. Yeah. So yeah, I think that'd be good. I think it'd be worth a try. $60. I just went and looked.
60. There you go. So they're a bit cheaper now.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's a $75 one, but I only look at the cheaper one. Yeah, although this book that I'm listening to right now, has actually just said, if you want to be an elite athlete, don't go cheap. You'll end up paying for it again.
That's true.
And I was like,
damn it. Yeah, it's all about the quality.
100%.
All right.
Cool.
We'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Hopefully that helps you with your choice of your accessories and how to use them.
And
as always. Yeah. If not,
then Google it.
Yeah. If you got any questions, hit us up down below if you're watching on Spotify or YouTube. If you want to send us a DM on Instagram as well, hit us up with any questions you've got. Until then, we will see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Ciao.
Peace.